Hello everyone, welcome back to Meet Me, Step Aside. In today's video we're going to be reviewing Michigan-based singer-songwriter-producer Supercollider's newest EP, You Have Very Pretty Ears, okay? I personally have been very excited for this record because, well, I've worked very closely in its making. That's actually not true. That is just a straight up lie. I have been very excited for this record just because looking at small artists, I really want to see where they go and if they'll get big. And I really do see potential in Supercollider, and I'm going to explain why here and talk a little bit about some of his previous records. So, yeah. You Have Very Pretty Ears. Now, this is an EP, and it's quite a short one too. 6 songs, 22 minutes long, pretty tight, pretty compact, but it hits hard, I'd say. We start out with the mellow 5-minute long Z Fighting in Real Life, which, as I stated before, is quite mellow, follows a very simple chord progression, but the vocals on this track are quite distorted. It sounds like they're being blasted from an AM radio. And personally, I don't like this. I see what Supercollider is trying to go for here. I just personally couldn't see myself listening to this track a bunch. Not the worst on the EP, but I expected better. When I first listened to it, I was quite disappointed because on some tracks where Supercollider really removes and kind of sets back all the distortion and effects, you can really hear their voice shining through. And I really appreciate those types of tracks, which there are 2 or 3 of them on this particular EP, and that's what kind of makes it for me. But not into that yet. I just wanted to make a quick statement that although I appreciate the distorted vocals that, Supercollider kind of frequently does, I definitely prefer some of their stripped back vocals. And this song predominantly features those distorted AM blasted vocals, so I can't see myself coming back to it pretty much at all. Next we have the 3-minute long Animal Gathering, which has actually been teased before in a previous track list, but then that album ended up not coming out. Now that I finally got to hear it, I must say I'm a little bit underwhelmed. We're already 2 tracks into this only 6-track album, so basically 1/3 of the way through, and I'm still not thoroughly enthusiastic about the way that this record is turning out. Although the vocals are definitely less distorted in this particular track, they still have a lot of filtration on them, but besides the vocals, I do feel like this track is definitely stronger than Z Fighting in Real Life. The guitar and drums in this is definitely a lot better than Z Fighting. Although it's a completely different sound, I definitely like it better than Z Fighting, and it almost goes for a car seat headrest sound, which I know is something that Supercollider is going to be taking consideration in their next projects, and I can see where that's kind of shining through on this EP, and I like the way it's going. Sound in general sounds good. Again, the distorted vocals aren't really it for me, but overall, definitely an improvement over Z Fighting in Real Life. Next we have basically my favorite track on the EP, A Sky Red. It has those stripped back vocals where you can really hear the inflection and clarity of Supercollider's voice, and I appreciate it. Although Supercollider has stated that this is one of his least favorite tracks on the EP, I think it is overall the best besides On Fire, which I'll get into later. The instrumental on this is insane. The synths sound so sparkly and shiny. It's amazing, and like I said, the vocals just are so crisp and clear that I can't stop listening to this song. It is on constant replay. I added it to my playlist, which is like the ultimate respect for a song is when Step Aside adds it to its playlist. I can't stop listening to this song, and it's a shame that its creator doesn't like it as much as it needs to be liked. This is such a banger, and you need to listen to A Sky Red. It's so good. Although the lyrics feel like they're a little bit lost in translation and don't really come across as strong like lyrics from On Fire, I definitely still appreciate them, and they're fun with lines like, "This side of the sand is mine." Thought that was quite a funny line, and I really did appreciate it. So things like that really make this track for me and why it is my favorite. Next we have I Don't Feel, which really is set on a basis of vocal melodies, which I don't like. They don't have a lot of distortion on them, but the vocal melody itself and the progression it's going towards, I personally don't like it. And that's really the basis of the track. And it's 2 minutes and 58 seconds long, and that is basically through the entire track. Don't really like it. Can't see myself listening to this at all. In fact, it's really my least favorite track on this EP. Feels bland, especially when you're coming off the coattails of A Sky Red and you're hearing this. I don't feel it. Okay, I want to die. Next, we get my 3rd favorite track on this EP, track number 5. Guess what? We'll Be Fine. This was actually released as a teaser track with a music video, and it was amazing. Music video was, you know, the usual Supercollider eclectic video, and I enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed the song. The guitar in the song is absolutely insane. I wasn't expecting it. It starts up with a 1, 2, 3, go. Very cliche, yes, but I wasn't expecting what came after that, which was, well, I'll just let you listen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, this track is kind of insane. When it first came on, I actually shit myself and had to escort myself to the facilities so that I could actually listen to the rest of the EP without being a complete mess and in shambles. This is actually a really good song. Wasn't expecting it, and this energy that is in the intro kind of carries through the entire length of the track, and I really appreciate it. Really like this one, and there's some slight distortion on the vocals, but when an instrumental is this good and it hits so hard, I'm completely fine with distortion on the vocals at this point. And lastly, we get to basically a step-aside staple in Supercollider discography, and it's On Fire.
From 1942, from 1942, from 1940, from 1940.
Hello everyone. Now, why might you be asking, is this a step-aside staple in Supercollider's discography? And that's because On Fire has been my intro and outro for a while, okay? Probably about the last month. I stopped using it because it wasn't on streaming platforms at that point, and now that it's released on streaming platforms, I'm gonna get copyright strike for it, so I stopped using it. But On Fire is it's more of a flex of production than it is anything else. I really appreciate the lyrics. They actually kind of go deep whenever you can hear them, although the vocals have distortion, like I said before about Guess What Will Be Fine. If the instrumental's good enough, I don't give 3 shits what is on the vocals, okay? With a song like Sky Red, where you have a very simple instrumental, having clean vocals is really nice, but on tracks like On Fire, having a slight distortion, even though these vocals are relatively clean, is completely fine. The bridge is amazing on this song. The choruses are absolutely so hard-hitting. Everything about this track is absolutely amazing. I have listened to it so many times, countless amounts of times, that it will probably be in my top 10 most listened to songs on Spotify here in a few weeks. I listen to it so much. It is an absolute banger, but I do prefer a Sky Red for just its more mellow tone, and I can bop to it more, I'd say. I think I've listened to On Fire too much, and it reminds me too much of myself at this point for me to continuously listen to it as much as I do a Sky Red. So really an interesting release from Supercollider. I'd say we have 3 songs and 3 damn good songs, and it's really it's a divisive EP. Not sure how to feel about it. I definitely do like the cover. Whoever designed the cover is a hunk. I love whoever designed the cover. Whoever designed the cover, you should probably subscribe to them and probably go to their merch store. That's who you should probably go to. I think that's a damn good cover. I mean, not to pat whoever made the cover on the back. I'm just kidding. It's a pretty good cover. Overall, I give You Have Very Pretty Ears by Supercollider a 7 out of 10. That is my thoughts on this record. What do you think? Maybe you should give this one just a tad bit of a listen, and maybe even add it to your playlist, because it's pretty good. You know, I'd really like to see where Supercollider is going to go from this, implementing their new sound that they should be getting into in their next project, which maybe I'll keep you guys updated on. I guess we'll see. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, a like and a subscribe would be extremely appreciated. Stepside.com for all your merch needs, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.